Hey guys, Skip here. This after crash report. I know it's been a few days, but I had to go through everything pretty well. And so far, what we've got here are the survivors, the two drop tanks that I didn't even use. And I pulled a couple of carbon fiber spars out of there. I managed to salvage a control linkage intact. Still has the end of the servo horn that got ripped right off of the servo. And a retainer. Let's see what else we got. This stuff turned out to be okay. I had to kind of reshape the wires and stuff. They all looked like an accordion, but we reshaped the wires. We tested the little shake jiggle tested on the wires and stuff. Make sure it's not going to pop off in flight. And then we did power it up and run it with this. And the afterburner still works good too. So that's pretty good. The only real survivor in this besides the main landing gear, as you see, the front one really kind of took a bite. I mean, we broke it off there. I don't even know where the motor part of that servo went, or that servoless retract went. It's just gone. But and this is kind of deformed, so that's pretty much junk. That trunnion, I can't even push in the suspension. It's locked. It's just done. The servo in here, it's kind of bent up and pulled out. So I don't know that I trust any of this stuff, in all honesty. I mean, it's about the worst I've done. So, but the blue box is intact, guys. Of everything else that ejected out of here, including the receiver, that's where the receiver used to be, the blue box remained intact. Some of the wires got yanked out, but as I powered it up and tested some of the stuff, it's still good as far as electronics are concerned. Some of the wires did get totally cut and totally annihilated. They used to go to stuff. I'm not sure, because I think it's mostly with the gear up in the front. A couple of them got yanked out of the box there too. Back end of it took some pretty good damage, and but I'm going to be able to save these front scoops. I'm going to take those front scoops off of there just in case, the plane ever runs into something and damages that. I can easily take those off and pop a new one on. I'm going to save the rear end of this airplane, the rear stab, both vertical and horizontal, and the back end. I'm going to save that back end. And then there's, well, I'm basically going to cut this, what's left of it, in half here, because there's still a couple of decent salvageable panels on this thing. Like, should I damage a panel, I could just carve it out and piece in another piece and schmooze it in, and it would look just fine. So I will have some extra good spare parts. All right. So oh, and this is unscathed. The motor cover, unbelievable, huh? How about that? It's hard. Everything else on the bottom of this thing just totally took, I mean, a beating. But the engine cover, or the motor cover, that back end obviously did not take too much of the blunt there. Okay, here's the receiver and what's left of it. And oh, by the way, guys, it is a true diversity receiver. As you can see, this one did come off of there, but it goes right to that little point right there. And there's two different modules, you can see, and it goes to two different separate receivers in there. So yeah, it is a true diversity receiver, which is kind of nice. Wasn't sure about that, but it's totally trashed. I mean, I found all the pieces in different places. Let's see what else we got to save here. Some of the lights and stuff we can still save and salvage. The wires and stuff, I think, are still going to be good in the wings. But as Jeff said, from Jeff's Custom RC, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put this one back together again. But with a little help from Motion RC, I got a new jet sent directly to me. And we got the ARF Plus, guys. So we're going to transfer all our stuff in there, including my custom stuff, and even my little digital light, that still works. Our little rotating beacon. And we're going to set her up just like we did the last time, and we'll get that redemption flight in before you know it. Hopefully. Right now it's like 95 degrees outside with a heat index of about 100 or more. So I doubt if it'll be today. But I haven't even gotten started on this. Actually, guys, I just wanted to go through all this stuff. And thanks to all you guys, by the way, out there. I appreciate everybody's comments. and words of kindness and empathy and stuff like that out there. We all know it's part of the sport, and I screwed up. I screwed up big time, and like Dave said, I really did smash it good. So, my fault. Shouldn't have been fumbling with the controls. It wasn't a losing orientation thing at all. I mean, I really actually put that plane where I wanted it in a bad attitude and went to hit that panic switch, and I hit the wrong switches. And inadvertently, it wasn't my arm that hit the throttle. It was my thumb. When I hit the switch like this, my thumb must have jumped down and hit the throttle. So I bumped the throttle down, and before I caught it in time, the plane was done. It happens real quick with jets. I did test that feature on one other big plane, the B-24 bomber, and it worked fine. So, I mean, I don't even know why I had to mess with it. This is the result. So, anyway, we got a new plane, a new airframe here. We're going to be doing the switch over on that. You guys don't need to see any unboxing. You know what they look like. I already did one. I probably won't, unless I do something different with it. I probably won't show anything until it's done. All right? Thanks for watching, guys. And again, thanks to Wreck-'em Roy's and Dave's RC and everybody else out there. Eric, you know who you, Eric Rogers, and oh gosh, I'm blowing it again. Fireblade, you're one of them out there. I had a whole list. I mean, there's got to be like about 200 different comments so far of, you know, people say, oh man, sorry to see that happen and stuff. And I appreciate that. Thanks, guys. My mistake. We'll try to avoid it in the future here. I know what I did wrong. I won't repeat that mistake. At least I'll try not to. At least I'll fly the thing first until I get comfortable, you know, totally comfortable with it. I felt comfortable with it, but what I'm not is practiced enough with my radio. So what I'm going to do is sit basically and work on my radio and, you know, have it off and just practice working the switches without looking at it. And when I get to doing that, like I'm playing a guitar and I know where the strings are type of thing, that's muscle memory, then I'm fine. Then I can play with whatever I want and still keep my eyes on the bird while it's flying, especially these fast things. You just don't get any recovery time when you're, you know, if you take your eyes off of it for a second, you could be in trouble. And see what happened. All right, guys, we will see you shortly when I get this thing going, and you have a very wonderful 4th of July. Happy 4th to everybody out there. Dave, we'll talk to you later, buddy. Hope everything went well today. Take care. Bye, guys.